Take two. First try was entirely out of focus, so let's try this again. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about clouds, and by we, I mean I'm going to be yelling about clouds to you, my captive audience, because you asked for this, so buckle up. Trust me, I'm a scientist. I've got basically a lab coat on, and also I say so. And when I say I am an expert, I mean we had one unit on clouds in the 8th grade, and I went all in on that. You know me. You have no choice but to believe what I say. Just got the first round of my vaccine, so I'm all hyped up on that juice. So, also drinking lots of water because that is what the nice nurse told me to do. But Frankie, what is a cloud, you say? Well, cut to. Clouds are a part of something that we may be aware of as the water cycle. You have water that is on the ground, the water evaporates, it condenses into a cloud, the clouds do what they do, and then eventually once they become saturated, the water falls down again, completing the circle. The condensation is when those water droplets will congeal around things like dust, ice, sea salt in the air, and that's what gives you the visible clouds. The height of the cloud will determine what type of cloud it is. So the higher clouds are, the more they tend to be wispy and spread out, you know, like horsetails in the sky. If they're lower down, they'll be more condensed and fluffy, such as fire truck. Can you hold off with the fire? I'm trying to talk about clouds, please. The fluffy clouds that you may be familiar with are the cumulus clouds. Even fog is a cloud. Technically, it's just a very low down cloud on the ground. Fun fact, that's most of what a cloud is. It's pretty simple, actually, when you get down to it. So, what I really want to talk about today is my 3 favorite clouds, because yes, I do have a top 3 favorite clouds. Thank you so much for asking. We're going to start with the cumulonimbus, the big daddy. This boy. What you have is a large cloud, sometimes with a whoomp up above. This is one of the more complex clouds, because really it's so many different types of clouds all jam-packed together into one. So you've got, what we will start with is our leading end, which is, you know, lower types of clouds. This is where you'll get some of your precipitation, rain, etc. At the front you'll have what is known as a wall cloud, which is, as the name may suggest, just kind of like a wall of clouds. Sometimes when you see them, kind of looks like the world's gonna end, because, you know, nice, clear, wonderful, beautiful sky, and then just wall of clouds approaching. After that, you've got kind of the main body of your cloud. This is something that goes all the way up to one of the highest altitudes of a cloud that kind of stops there. Sometimes, if it is really hefty, if it's got that dad bod, it will have that little incredibly sexy extra cloud that will punch up, break the glass ceiling, go up above that line where it usually would cut itself off. And then inside the body, you got all of the water molecules bumping into each other, generating electricity. Lightning. You're familiar. After that point, you've got your lagging, and this is where you may get your mammatus clouds. That is also where you will get things like tornadoes. Sometimes you've got the warm and cold air circulating in a way that is conducive to tornadoes, because it's warm and cool air circling. And then again, your lagging end is similar to your leading end, where it's lower down. Yes, I do still have that memorized from the 8th grade, thank you for asking. All that's in my head are bird facts, cloud facts, and lyrics from old Hillary Duff albums. That's it. Next, second favorite cloud is the mammatus cloud. A mammatus cloud is the titty one, as Heather so kindly pointed out. Mammatus as in mammary gland, as in titties. You've got all of your water molecules bumping into each other. As they bump into each other, they get bigger, and then once they get too big to be held up in the cloud, they fall down. That's what rain is. But if you have that warm and cool air circulating, your ice droplet will fall down, the warm air will bring it back up, and then it'll collide more, get bigger, and then you'll have a slightly bigger piece, and then it'll just circle until you have hail, you know, dime size, golf ball size, large hail the size of small hail, and then it falls and dents your car. You won't always get mammatus clouds when it hails. When they happen, they're very cool. Yes, I have seen these in the IRL. I was very excited. I was downtown. I saw the Mamadas clouds and I was so excited. I was taking pictures. I was like, you guys, those are the clouds. And then I got a call from my mom like, hey, there's a tornado warning. Come home now, please. And I said, but the clouds, I want to hang out and look at them. And finally, my top favorite cloud is the lenticular boys. When I first learned about these, I was in the humble state of Minnesota, and I thought that I would never be able to see them in the IRL because you do require mountains to form these boys, and the great state of Minnesota unfortunately has none of those. But I came to school in Wyoming, which means mountains are over there. So what happens is you have the air going up the mountain, and so as it goes up, they will condense into clouds because condensation. You're familiar. You will get a nice little cloud, and then the air will stack on top of it, and then on top of it, and it just stacks, and you get a nice little pile of lenses, hence lenticular. I did get to see these in the IRL when I moved here. It was one of the best days of my life, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening to me yell about clouds. You asked for this. I will do this anytime. This is a threat.